because we always feel like somebody has to come and correct us. Correction is actually to bring excellence in us. So I'm very happy and positive about you people being here to see what are all the updations or the improvements what we need to do so that we become excellent. So my dear staff, HODs and the ISO coordinators, I wish all of you will support the team and show them the best of our SMK Fomra. So here we started in the year 2001. This is the year the SMK Fomra was established. Other than being in ISO audit or something, general vision of our college as an educational institution, I feel we have most important three areas where one is academics, other one is placement and then admission. So this is again feedback system where each one is interrelated. So academics, when you talk about academics, the students come here with a feel that yes, I need to get some quality education. It is not the syllabus what they learn, what is given by the university. I want them to know something more than that. They need to have an experience, like hands-on experience should be there. This is what is the main focus of myself, HODs and all this stuff. So that itself is the strength of SMK Fomra, because once the student go out of the college, he knows each and everything in and out of it. Like he know how to, he will have a feel of it, like how it works, how it can be applied. So application point of view we teach a lot. So this is what is the first strength. And then comes the results. Results generally is not predictable because it depends upon the questions what they choose, because it keeps varying from year to year. There may be a new syllabus coming in, new regulation coming in, and we may expect something and something may come. So this is not going to decide the intelligence level of a student. So this is we make them feel that yeah, you understand the concept. Basic concepts and basic foundation is more important rather than focusing only on exam point of view. So this is one thing which we are very particular with the students as well as with the teachers, and we don't omit any lesson, and we never tell the students that you expect only this particular part of question coming for the exam. We give equal importance to each and every topic covered in the syllabus. So it goes on like that. So we have regular class tests. We'll have a 20-minute class test on the third hour of every day. So each subject will be having one or two questions on that hour to revive their whatever has been taught. So even those marks are being revived, and we have a discussion. Result analysis team itself is there where we know like where they fall short. Here again we go in depth. Like it's not generally, if I give two questions, whether the student has attended two questions or one question, or he has not attended, which question he is not attending. This is what we are very particular about. Whether he is not touching a problematic topic, or he is not touching a research topic, or he is not touching something which we give out of syllabus, or something descriptive. So when you categorize this, the teacher can understand whether the students have not understood the basic concept, or he has not prepared, or he does not have a mathematical foundation, or in where the teacher has gone wrong if more number of students have not attended one particular question. So this helps us to eradicate all these flaws of teaching in the beginning stage itself. So every week we will have an analysis where we also have a meeting with the students and staff. The HODs will have a meeting every week on a Saturday where we interact with what is going on in that week's class and how they are able to follow, and what are the flaws, what are the difficulties the students and the teacher, both of them incur. So this is how we don't wait till the semester gets over. Every day assessment, every week feedback. So this helps me to immediately eliminate the problems whatever the teacher as well as the student face. And one more thing is we are directly in touch with the parents through SMS and phone calls every day. Whatever we do here, immediately an SMS will go to the parent. Either it may be a performance of a student, it may be the absence of a student, or any event whatever we are conducting here. So irrespective of the department, we send intimation to all the parents so that everybody will know what this college does. We have even seen some of the parents who are not related to the students of that particular department have come all the way to attend the guest lectures. So this is making us having a more interaction with the parents, because the satisfaction of the parents, students only makes us more successful. So this is our academic goals, and in academic also we have certain specialities in teaching. Actually, we don't directly go with the theory and tell them definitions, or we don't dictate notes saying this is what you have to study or not. We go with analogy-based teaching. So analogy-based teaching, I should really appreciate my teachers, because they create the analogy rather than copying from net or Google. They create. the analogy what we really insist here is every unit there will be some concept which is very essential for life now, which is very essential for that particular core subject. Whereas the concept, if you just tell them what is written in the textbook, they may remember, they may not remember after the exams. So we want to imprint in their mind so that whenever you ask them, they should be able to recall the concept. So how can we do that? So we started doing a process of bringing known to unknown. Like we bring some examples in the real time, whatever we do, and correlate it with the concept, and then explain them. This is what is the principle used in that particular real time example. So they cannot forget the concepts whatever we teach. So this is one analogy based teaching will be there for every subject. Every teacher will create that before the semester. So that is one thing. And we have something called as a glossary teaching for the students. So the glossaries will have all the technical terms of that particular subject, and that will help them, they go for any competitive exams, and they will get the familiarity of the technical terms. And we do have some quiz programs based on the glossaries. So here and there some activity will make them get into the glossaries and understand, okay, this subject means these are all the important technical terms. What are the definitions or how it is related, how it can be applied. So this is the second part we use in the academic. And we have some NPTEL videos which are demonstrated by the IIT experts. So even that will be played to them for some typical subjects where even the teachers may not have done it in a sophisticated way, like they may not have come down to the level of the student. That is what is the outcome we expect from the experienced teachers. As teachers become experienced, they bring the subject in a simpler manner. So this is one thing we also show them the NPTEL videos. So these are the important thing. And also in the end of the session, what we do is we discuss the old question papers actually. Last three question papers is must. Whereas it is not only discussing the questions. We ask the teachers to solve it in the class so that even it will be a secondary teaching. They would have done it earlier in the class, but later on, the time of exam only the students will start studying. Only then they will start getting the doubts. So that is one thing which has been very, very helpful for us, because all the problems and all, the numbers are, the problem will be different from what we would have done in the class. So they need to know how, if this problem comes, how we can solve. So that will be entirely solved in the class by the teacher. And also we give them the key points. Suppose if you get a 16-mark question, what is the valuer expect from your paper? Like what basic terms or the definitions or certain explanations for this question, what is the most important points that are expected by the teacher? Even that will make him understand the main ingredient of that particular answer. So that is also given by the teachers to the students. And of course we have several guest lectures and seminars. We call the outside other colleges people to come and give lectures on that particular subject. Or maybe a specialized person having so many years of experience in that particular teaching that subject. So he may give some extra knowledge to them. And also we have industry people coming in and interacting with our students. So that is a big gap which has to be bridged. So we never leave the students with that big gap. We don't make them confined only to the syllabus of the university what is being given, because there are a lot more in the real world. So they need to know how, from here, how to travel to that place. So what are the other skills which they need to develop? That has to be done within this 4 years. So we give all those opportunities. Like we have a practice school where we do the basic things. Like if you take a EEE branch, the student would have completed all the 4 years with a certificate, but he doesn't know what is how to put a fuse, or if the fan is not running, then he may not know what is the fault behind it. And we also teach them the house wiring, everything. Like he can start his own business by finishing. When he comes out, he will also know out of the syllabus. Similarly for CSE, we teach them networking and other things what are required for a computer science person, and the ECE also, everything related to sensors and whatever cameras we fix here, no? Like we practically explain them how it works, how it gets connected. Biomedical, we have medical instruments, so they are also put into a lot of softwares which are required for design. So that is being taught, which is not in the syllabus. They need to have CAD knowledge. A mechanical faculty will train the biomedical engineering students to know that particular software. Similarly for other, I think in mechanical they will be learning about the automobiles. They'll be taken to the service station where they will know everything about a car, what has been done, how to repair a car if it stops, or a scooter or whatever it is. So this is one thing, and then the civil, they have surveying and other things. They even bring out with the typical problem of if there is a crack in the wall, like how do you rectify it? So why it would have come? Like in the construction only, what is the mistake they would have done in the mixing process? Why the crack has come? Then how do you rectify it? So this type of practice school activities goes on here, which makes them feel more confident when they sit for an interview. They don't know how, they will be definitely unique compared to the other students who are coming to the interview. Everyone will have the certificate, but they will be unique. So we have the conferences and symposium where we make our students to present papers, and we make them do something innovative. We don't encourage them to just download and present it. So that is one uniqueness where the faculty make sure that some new problem in the society is taken and that will be addressed. And technical discussion, this starts in the beginning of the semester. Suppose 1 month time is there for me for the semester to begin. The faculty will complete their analogy presentations, lecture notes, everything, and they have to present in front of a panel of people, senior people, and they will be handling few topics which were difficult for them in the earlier year. They would not have known how to convince the students or how to make them understand. There would have been few topics where they themselves would not have understood while teaching. So those things will be eradicated before we start the